It begins in the hush of an early morning, the kind that carries a quiet promise, when the first light touches the curtains and your reflection in the window looks both older and softer than before. The kettle hums gently on the stove, and the scent of morning drifts through the room, calm, familiar, unhurried. You sit at the table with your hands wrapped around a warm cup, and for a moment you can feel it, that steady, faithful rhythm in your chest, your heart. It has carried you through decades of laughter and loss, of journeys and pauses, of love that changed its shape but never its meaning. And now, after 60, you find yourself listening to it more carefully than ever, not out of fear, but out of gratitude. There's something about this stage of life that sharpens awareness. You start noticing the small things, how your breath deepens when you walk slowly through the garden, how your heartbeat softens when you watch the sunset. You begin to realize that caring for the heart isn't only about medicine or numbers on a chart. It's about tenderness, about what you choose to give your body, your spirit, your days. The heart, after all, is more than a muscle. It's a keeper of memories. It holds every joy, every ache, every quiet triumph. And now, as you move through these golden years, it asks for something simple yet profound: gentleness. In this reflection, there are 5 quiet companions, foods that carry within them not only healing for the body but wisdom for the soul. They are not exotic or rare. They are simple, honest gifts from nature, meant to restore balance, peace, and strength. Each carries a lesson. That nourishment is not only about survival, but about love for life, for yourself, for the rhythm that still beats faithfully within you. The first companion on this heart-healing path is the avocado, a fruit of quiet richness, smooth and green as a spring hillside. You slice it open, and its creamy flesh glows like sunlight caught in the palm of your hand. Avocados are full of healthy fats, the kind that protect the arteries, soften the flow of blood, and lower the weight of bad cholesterol that time can slowly build. But beyond science, they teach something deeper, the lesson of self-acceptance. Their softness is their strength. In a world that praises hardness and speed, the avocado reminds us that gentleness, too, sustains life. That it's okay to be tender, to live with a slower grace, to nourish instead of fight. Each spoonful becomes an act of calm defiance, saying, "I will feed my heart with kindness, not pressure. I will let softness heal me." The second companion is olive oil, golden, ancient, sacred. Pouring it feels almost ceremonial, the way light bends and shimmers within it. For centuries, it has been the lifeblood of Mediterranean lands, protecting hearts through generations. Rich in antioxidants and healthy fats, it works silently, easing inflammation, guarding vessels, and soothing the silent wear of age. Yet its lesson lies in continuity. Olive oil flows, it doesn't rush. It teaches us to stay fluid, to adapt, to bend rather than break. After 60, the body and spirit both learn this truth. Rigidity leads to pain, but flexibility of the body, of the mind, of the heart allows peace to endure. Perhaps that is why the olive tree lives for hundreds of years. It knows how to yield, how to survive storms without losing its roots. And as you drizzle a few golden drops over a fresh salad or a bowl of warm soup, there's a moment of gratitude that surfaces for the simplicity of care, for realizing that your heart doesn't need grand remedies, only small daily gestures that honor its rhythm. These first 2 companions, avocado and olive oil, remind you that the path to healing is not made of haste or perfection, but of grace, fluidity, and quiet self-regard. The third companion enters not with the humility of greens or grains, but with a whisper of indulgence, dark chocolate. There is something almost spiritual about breaking a piece and letting it rest on your tongue, feeling it soften and bloom into richness. For decades, chocolate has been seen as comfort, a small rebellion against restraint, but when chosen wisely, it becomes something far more profound. The deep, bittersweet flavor carries flavonoids that help the arteries relax, improving circulation, allowing the heart to breathe more freely. But its truest nourishment lies in what it symbolizes: balance and pleasure. After 60, many people forget that joy itself is medicine, that the heart does not thrive only on restraint or rules, but also on moments of sweetness, those gentle pauses when we allow ourselves to enjoy without guilt. Dark chocolate teaches moderation, yes, but also celebration. It reminds you that healing the heart is not about denying life's small pleasures. It's about meeting them with awareness, about choosing quality over quantity, presence over haste. As you savor a square, you remember that joy is not childish, it is sacred. It keeps the heart light, the mind bright, and the spirit willing to keep moving forward. Then comes the fourth companion, beans and lentils, the humble staples of kitchens around the world. They may not shimmer like olive oil or melt like chocolate, but within their modest shells lies quiet power. Rich in fiber, plant protein, and minerals, they stabilize blood pressure, lower cholesterol, and provide long-lasting energy that keeps the heart steady. They carry another kind of wisdom, strength through humility. You realize that not all nourishment needs to be grand. Sometimes it's the simple, earthy things, a bowl of lentil soup on a cool afternoon, that hold the most comfort. They speak of community, of shared meals, of warmth passed from hand to hand. And in that warmth, there is healing, not just for the body, but for the lonely spaces of the soul. By the time you've embraced these companions, avocado, olive oil, dark chocolate, and lentils, you begin to sense a quiet transformation. The foods, though physical, carry emotional echoes: softness, flow, joy, and humility. Together, they form a rhythm, one that mirrors your own heartbeat, steady, forgiving, resilient. You realize that food, like life, is not just about sustenance, but about connection, to the earth, to others, and to yourself. The fifth and final companion arrives not on a plate, but in a cup, green tea, that ancient, delicate elixir steeped in both wisdom and calm. As you pour hot water over its leaves, the air fills with a fragrance that feels both pure and grounding. You watch the color unfold, a soft golden green, and something in you slows. The tea carries catechins, antioxidants that protect the arteries and improve blood flow. But its truest power is found not in chemistry, but in ceremony. Green tea teaches stillness. It is a pause in motion, a moment when life narrows into the sound of water and breath. The warmth seeps into your palms, your chest, your heart, and for a few quiet minutes, the world seems lighter, simpler, more forgiving. It teaches that rest is not laziness, it is renewal. After 60, the heart no longer asks for speed, it asks for peace. And so, as all five companions gather, avocado, olive oil, dark chocolate, beans and lentils, and green tea, a quiet understanding emerges. They are more than foods. They are metaphors for living well in the later chapters of life. Avocados teach softness and self-acceptance. Olive oil teaches flow and flexibility. Dark chocolate teaches joy and balance. Beans and lentils teach humility and grounded strength. And green tea teaches stillness and reflection. Together, they form a kind of symphony. one that echoes the rhythm of a well-lived life. You begin to see that nourishment extends beyond what the body consumes. It's in the way you treat yourself each day, the pace you keep, the thoughts you choose, the calm you allow. Food becomes a mirror of care, a physical manifestation of emotional truth. When you eat slowly, gratefully, you send your heart a message. You are safe now. You are loved. Healing doesn't always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it's in these gentle rituals, a drizzle of olive oil, a sip of tea, a taste of something bittersweet, that the deepest renewal begins. And perhaps this is the hidden understanding behind the phrase, heart healthy. It's not only about avoiding disease, it's about creating harmony between body and spirit, between effort and ease, between the years that have passed and the peace that is still to come. Evening settles in, and the light that once streamed boldly through the window now turns soft and golden, folding gently across the room. You sit with a small meal, a slice of avocado on whole grain bread, a drizzle of olive oil glinting like sunlight, a bowl of lentils simmered slowly with care, a square of dark chocolate waiting beside a warm cup of green tea. It is not a feast, not a performance, just a moment of quiet reverence. You lift the cup, take a sip, and feel the calm ripple through your chest. Your heart beats softly, steadily, almost grateful. It's a reminder that health, real health, is not measured by numbers or rules, but by the peace you cultivate within your own body. The 5 foods have become more than nourishment. They have become companions in reflection. The avocado reminds you to stay soft, to keep loving despite the years that have passed. The olive oil reminds you to move with grace, to adapt to change without bitterness. Dark chocolate reminds you to let joy live at your table, even in small, tender doses. Beans and lentils remind you to find comfort in simplicity, to draw strength from the humble and the real. And green tea reminds you that life is best lived in moments of stillness, in the quiet between breaths, where gratitude lives. You realize now that your heart has been listening all along. It has felt every worry, every kindness, every taste, every pause. And in this late chapter of life, it is teaching you something profound, that healing does not mean returning to what was, but embracing what is and nourishing it with intention. The body may age, but the spirit can deepen. The pulse may slow, but the capacity to love, to savor, to begin again, that never fades. So, as you sit there in the gentle quiet, you understand the foods we eat are not just sustenance, but symbols of how we choose to live. Each meal is a chance to whisper to the heart, "Thank you for carrying me through, for beating through every moment I thought I couldn't endure, for staying faithful through all these years." Maybe growing older isn't about the years we've lived, but the love we've finally learned to hold in our choices, in our care, in our hearts that still, after everything, keep beating toward life.